School didn't prepare any of us for this roller coaster of adulting. It seems like the school curriculum is meant to keep everyone dumb about the topic of financial literacy. As an adult, you quickly realize that everything seems to involve money, and sadly you have no idea how to manage your finances even though you have successfully completed school. The constant money stress, those nagging questions in your head, am I spending too much or should I be saving more? The roots of our education system trace back to the Industrial Revolution, a period of immense societal and economic transformation. The system was established to produce compliant workers who could seamlessly fit into the industrial machinery of the time. As a result, the emphasis was placed on rote memorization, and the need for a disciplined and obedient workforce became paramount, shaping the foundations of modern education. However, as society evolved, the curriculum did not keep pace with the changing demands of the real world. Unfortunately, this approach left little room for teaching practical life skills, as the emphasis on academic subjects over practical life skills created a significant blind spot when it comes to financial education. Schools focus on traditional subjects, leaving students ill-equipped to handle the complexities of the real-world skills of personal finance, investing, and wealth building. In this context, the educational system's historical purpose becomes evident. It wasn't designed to produce financially literate individuals capable of navigating the complexities of the modern financial landscape. Consequently, generations have grown up without a fundamental understanding of money management, perpetuating a cycle of financial illiteracy that has far-reaching consequences for individuals and society as a whole. Delving deeper into the systemic issues, we discover that the majority of the elite, often those with considerable financial power and influence, have a vested interest in maintaining the status quo. The lack of emphasis on financial education is not a mere oversight. Rather, it serves the interests of the elite, as a financially illiterate population is easier to control and manipulate. A population that is uninformed about money is more likely to stay in the employee mindset, working for a fixed salary and contributing to the wealth of the elite through labor. The gap between the elite and the rest widens when the majority lacks the knowledge and skills to challenge the status quo, as the ultra-rich thrive on the disparities created by a system that keeps the majority in the dark about money. By maintaining control over financial knowledge and opportunities, they perpetuate a system where wealth remains concentrated in the hands of a select few. Moreover, a financially literate population poses a threat to the existing power structures. Thus, the perpetuation of financial illiteracy serves as a safeguard for the elite, ensuring that the majority remains focused on day-to-day survival rather than questioning the deeper mechanisms that govern wealth and power. Something that most of us never imagined is that the central banks and federal reserves in the world are in control of everything. You thought that you as citizens were in control of your country's economy. No, you aren't. Understanding the financial system requires you to be knowledgeable about the roles of central banks and the Federal Reserves. Central banks control the money supply through mechanisms like interest rates and open market operations. The creation of money itself is an intricate dance performed through fractional reserve banking, where banks only need to keep a fraction of deposits in reserve. This process essentially allows banks to create money out of thin air, expanding the money supply. They use various tools to influence economic stability and control inflation. Reserves, held by both central and commercial banks, serve as a safety net, ensuring liquidity and bolstering confidence in the financial system. Central banks possess a unique authority to issue currency, control interest rates, and, to a large extent, shape the economic landscape. This power dynamic is not widely understood, contributing to a lack of awareness about how decisions made by central banks can impact individual finances. For instance, Changes in interest rates can affect the cost of borrowing, influencing everything from mortgage rates to credit card interest. Aspects that directly impact the average person but often seem detached from the decisions made by central banks. And that is why we get to experience a rise in the cost of living as the economy is going through a recession. Talking about the central bank being in control of the economy, another rarely discussed reality of banks is that they are not only involved in the supply and demand of money, but they also found a way to benefit themselves by giving out loans and receiving it back in interest. Do you ever wonder why most of the richest people in the world love debt? Why are billionaires taking on loans to purchase houses and fund their businesses when they already have amassed wealth to fund these homes and businesses in cash? Mark Zuckerberg, despite his wealth, took out a $5.95 million mortgage to fund his California home with a 30-year adjustable rate loan, starting at 1.05%, the same with Elon Musk, who took out a $50 million loan on his 5 properties in California. If debt is so bad as we were taught in school, why are the wealthy and the rich who actually have the money to pay for things in cash taking on more and more debt to finance their purchases? Debt is a financial tool that, when wielded wisely, can be a powerful asset for wealth creation. Unfortunately, this perspective is often absent from mainstream education, as all of us are taught to view debt as a burden when going through school, a financial albatross that must be eliminated at all costs. However, the wealthy understand the nuanced relationship with debt. Instead of fearing it, they leverage borrowed money strategically to amplify their wealth. For the financially savvy, debt isn't just about liabilities. It's about acquiring assets that generate income. Whether it's taking out a mortgage for real estate investments, securing loans for business ventures, or using credit for entrepreneurial pursuits, the rich use debt to fund opportunities that, in turn, yield returns exceeding the cost of borrowing. This concept of good debt is a fundamental principle in wealth building that is often overlooked in traditional education, and understanding how to distinguish between good and bad debt is key to unlocking the true power of leveraging borrowed capital for financial growth. If you would love to know how to leverage debt to create wealth, I have linked a video below to assist you in learning more about debt. The main aim of going through school, as the system was created to do, is to land a job that will give you a monthly salary to pay off your monthly bills. That's the modern view of the education system, copied from the industrial times of creating factory workers. Now, kids are taken through an already set system from elementary to high school, and financially to college, with the false narrative that college is the only way to land you a great job. And the trap of actually financing this college tuition is through acquiring a student loan that many of us, without knowing, will live our whole lives paying back through the jobs we get, leading the majority to live paycheck to paycheck. The monthly salary, while providing financial security, can also be a subtle trap that keeps many in a cycle of dependency. The traditional 9-to-5 job, ingrained in our societal norms, was designed to ensure a steady supply of labor for the industrial age. Not saying that having a 9-to-5 job is bad, have actually made a video highlighting its advantages. However, relying solely on a fixed monthly income can create a comfort zone that hinders exploration of alternative income streams and entrepreneurial ventures. The school system conditions us to believe that job security is synonymous with financial security, steering us away from the idea of financial independence and self-reliance. And breaking free from this cycle requires a mindset shift. It involves recognizing that true financial security lies in diversifying income sources, embracing side hustles, and investing in ventures that generate passive income in the pursuit of financial freedom. While the stability of a monthly salary is reassuring, it's essential to recognize its limitations and actively seek opportunities beyond the conventional employment model. This shift empowers individuals to take control of their financial destinies, breaking free from the constraints of a system that was designed to keep the majority in a perpetual cycle of working for someone else's wealth. Once you've earned money, the next critical step is deciding what to do with it, and this is where the concept of budgeting your income comes in. Which subject in school teaches how one should handle their salary once they receive their checks from their employees? We all come out into the real world where we get to realize that money is involved in a lot of things, and the fact is, as far as you are alive, everything is about money. The house you live in, the food you eat, the water you drink, the clothes you wear, the vehicle you use to move from one place to another, everything revolves around money. So why are we not told how to handle it? If people don't know how to use the hard-earned money they receive, then it will be easy to control and tell them where to put their money by others. Not having control of what you should do with your money is dangerous, and that is why you will have to learn where to put your money by budgeting and tracking your income. Budgeting is the foundation of sound financial management, yet it's often overlooked or deemed too restrictive. Contrary to this misconception, budgeting is about creating a roadmap for your money, providing clarity on where your money is going, ensuring that it aligns with your financial goals, and enabling better decision-making. So what should you do with your money and where should it go? I actually made a video on what one should do with their salary once they receive it, and this video will change your financial life. I will link it below in the description box, so do watch it if you want to change the way you handle your income. When we are in school, we are told all the great things about acquiring a job and getting paid. One thing that no school tells us is the amount of tax that is deducted from your salary to be paid to the government. You get to be shocked when you receive your first paycheck of the large chunk of money that goes to taxes, and to add salt to the injury, it's the first thing that is taken out of your salary before anything else. The wealthy and the rich always find a way around paying less taxes than everybody else. Yes, it may seem unfair to the larger population on how this is actually not fair, but there are loopholes on avoiding taxes that the rich used to pay no taxes or to pay less taxes than everyone else. To learn more about taxes, it's important to know the difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion in order for you to win the game of taxes to maximize your income and preserve your wealth. Tax avoidance involves leveraging legal strategies to minimize your tax liability, which can be achieved through various means, such as contributing to retirement accounts, taking advantage of tax credits, and structuring investments in a tax-efficient manner. On the flip side, tax evasion is illegal and involves deliberately misrepresenting or concealing information to reduce tax obligations, leading to severe legal consequences. To navigate this landscape effectively, it's essential to educate yourself on the tax laws applicable to your situation, where employed or have a business, as there are different tax deductions given to someone who is employed and one who has a business. Identify legitimate deductions and credits available in your country that can reduce your taxable income, as one deduction may be credible in your country, but not credible in another country. By mastering the art of tax management, you can keep more of your hard-earned money and redirect it towards wealth-building endeavors. Okay, let's put taxes aside and talk about another important thing we should have at least been enlightened about: the difference between cash, credit cards, and debit cards payment methods. Each one has its own set of advantages and disadvantages, and I hoped I would have known before completing school. Cash provides a tangible and immediate sense of spending, making it useful for budgeting, especially in areas where card transactions may not be accepted. However, relying solely on cash can limit your purchasing options and lack the convenience of electronic transactions with the advancement of the world we live in now. Credit cards are plastic cards that essentially have money in your credit account, money belonging to the bank that you are borrowing to purchase things, and you will later on pay it back with interest. Surprisingly, it's really important to have a credit card with a good credit score in countries like the USA and the UK, as it is the one that will enable one to easily be given a loan to finance a house or a car and even rent a house. Responsible credit card use involves paying the full balance each month, and avoiding high-interest charges as using it irresponsibly may hurt your credit score and lead you to credit card debt. On the other hand, debit cards draw funds directly from your bank account, striking a balance between the tangibility of cash and the convenience of credit cards. They prevent overspending by limiting transactions to the available balance in your account. While lacking some of the perks associated with credit cards, debit cards are a practical choice for those seeking to avoid debt while enjoying the ease of electronic transactions. Understanding the nuances of each payment method empowers one to make informed choices based on their financial goals and preferences. Speaking of cash, is inflation even talked about when it comes to purchasing items at different times of the economy? The fact that there is so much consumerism being promoted in the world now, should the purchasing power of our money at least be taught in our schools? The fact that $1 can't buy the same thing it could 3 to 5 years ago is something that every person should be enlightened about before completing school. Anyone coming out from college now should know that whatever they can purchase now with the amount it costs now may double in 2 to 3 years to come. Inflation is like a silent thief, steadily eroding the purchasing power of your money over time. While moderate inflation is a natural part of a growing economy, understanding its impact on your finances is crucial. To combat the eroding effects of inflation, it's essential to invest wisely. By putting your money in small investments that historically outpace inflation, such as indexes and ETFs, or in larger investments like stocks or real estate, you can ensure that your wealth retains its value and continues to grow over the long term. Understanding the dynamics of inflation will allow you to make informed decisions about where to allocate your resources and also enable you to gain knowledge in navigating the ever-changing economic landscape. Being aware of the unspoken truths about inflation equips you to protect your financial well-being and make choices that align with your long-term goals. Negotiation is an indispensable skill in anyone's life in both personal and professional finance, as it's a powerful skill that extends beyond the boardroom. Whether you're securing a better deal on a purchase, negotiating a salary, or navigating business transactions, the ability to negotiate is a key driver of financial success. Sadly, most of us go through life not knowing how powerful this skill is, as it can make one successful overnight. The unspoken truth is that many people leave money on the table simply because they don't ask for more for the value they are giving. Preparation is key. Research market rates, understand your value, and define your non-negotiables before entering any negotiation. Silence is a powerful tool in negotiation. Often, the first one to speak concedes a degree of power. Embracing the discomfort of silence can prompt the other party to make concessions or sweeten the deal. Confidence is another crucial element. Knowing your value and communicating it assertively instills confidence in the other party and positions you as a formidable negotiator. Negotiating isn't just about financial gain, it's also about building relationships. Strive for mutually beneficial outcomes where both parties feel satisfied with the agreement. Developing a reputation as a fair and skilled negotiator can open doors to future opportunities and collaborations. In the professional realm, salary negotiations are a common scenario. Research industry standards, showcase your achievements, and be prepared to articulate your value to the organization. In business dealings, approach negotiations with a win-win mindset, seeking outcomes that foster long-term relationships. Mastering the art of negotiation requires practice, self-awareness, and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. Whether you're navigating the corporate ladder or striking deals in the entrepreneurial world, honing your negotiation skills is an investment that pays dividends throughout your financial journey. So, what else didn't you learn in school that has had an impact in your adult life? Leave your comments below to learn from each other's experiences.